Hi, I'm Susan Richter. I'm Head of Content for Whiteoaks International. I've got with me today Tom Webb, our Client Services Director, and Cat Lenheim, Head of PR from Fifo. So I think to kick us off, Cat, can you give us a bit more information about Fifo?
So Fifo, we're an online reviews and insights brand. We've been working with Whiteoaks the last couple of years, and we've been around for about 7 years. We work with businesses and also consumers to provide honest and trusted reviews for some of the biggest brands in the world.
So you've been evolving your branding. Can you tell us a bit more about that and how Whiteoaks helped you along that journey?
So as a business, we're trying to evolve from more of a traditional reviews company to becoming more of a technology-led business. So not just about collecting feedback from consumers, but also about understanding what this feedback means. So through our technology and our AI, we've used Whiteoaks and created messaging and thought leadership that resonates with more of the technology business press, which is who we're trying to target.
And looking specifically at this campaign, what were your goals when you began and what did you want to achieve?
So this was a sort of content-led campaign, and it was an opportunity for us to get in front of both businesses and consumers. We undertook a piece of extensive research where we asked 2,000 consumers the impact and influence of online reviews on their purchasing and buying behaviours, and wanted to demonstrate how this had changed over the last couple of years and how influential online reviews are for consumers today and why businesses need to embrace them.
And with the research being the kind of core of the campaign, what other tactics did you use to support that?
So beyond the core asset of the research, we also partnered with the British Standards Institute, which is an industry body which tries to enforce a policy for reviews and eradicate the huge problem of fake reviews that we're facing as an industry and as a country today, which allowed us to sort of put on a great panel event. And we invited some fabulous media that Whiteoaks got there for us, including Telegraph and Marketing Week. And we had some spokespeople from not only the BSI but also CMA, which also added further credibility alongside Fifo and the DMA, which is also the Direct Marketing Association.
So when launching a consumer research project, obviously we're entering quite a crowded marketplace with reviews in general. How did we look to integrate some really credible industry influencers into that process, and how did you find working with Whiteoaks on that process?
Yeah, it was a really important part of the campaign for us because it allowed us to have some cut through, and Whiteoaks have great understanding of which influencers to select. So having the credibility of the DMA, also the CMA and also the BSI at this panel event enabled us to obviously achieve a great audience actually at the event, and it also enabled us to get some great uptake and pick up of the report through quotes and testimonials that we could provide not just in the report but also from the event itself, and it just ensured that we were talking more about the industry issues and the thought leadership around it rather than just about Fifo, which was hugely important to us as a business.
And I know that across a number of the content pieces that we're working on together, we try and integrate influencers into that process, whether it's just to pass comments on our own analysis or to get unique insight by going out and asking the right questions to the right people. How have you found that kind of process and what value do you think it brings?
Yeah, I think it makes us stand apart from the crowd. I think it's imperative in today's marketplace where it's so competitive. You've got to use tactics and you've got to go beyond just using your own spokespeople. You've got to talk to other people. You've got to have that kind of caveat and that kind of credibility across the industry. So it's hugely important, and we'll continue to work with Whiteoaks to do that moving forward. And it's really allowed us to take the brand sort of that one step higher than it had been before.
So apart from such a successful event and engaging with all the influencers, what were some of the kind of wider highlights of the campaign?
So beyond a successful event, which was really well attended, I think we had over 30 people there, which included our clients, media, and competitors as well, which was nice to have. We also achieved some nice pieces of sort of tier 1 coverage across our trade and national press. We also had many downloads of the report, so I think we had about 125 downloads of the report, which is approximately 10 people download the report a day, which is fantastic. And we had about 80% of those pieces of coverage with link backs to Fifo, which was driving direct traffic to our site, which is hugely important being a digital and online business.
So when we embarked on this campaign, we obviously recognised that there was a lot of different types of content assets that we were looking to produce in order to get the results that we were looking to achieve, whether that was brand awareness, SEO or lead generation. So can you talk us through Whiteoaks' understanding and how you worked with the team in order to start creating some of those assets?
Yeah, I think that's really important actually in today's sort of digital marketing landscape, is to make sure that content is being leveraged and optimised across the business. So it wasn't just about creating content that we could use for PR purposes, it's also about using the report that the sales guys could optimise and share with some of our prospects and clients. It was also about creating a digital asset that would optimise SEO, and it was also about creating a press release that would allow us to get brand awareness and coverage. So it's creating a piece of content that had longevity, that allowed us to use it throughout the business, throughout the different departments of the business, and it made sort of the value of that asset a lot higher for us.
And that approach is kind of strategic right from the very start before we even kind of embark on the research, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that's considered before the campaign. So it obviously makes selling the opportunity and the research back to the business a lot more justifiable because it's got a lot more legs.
With research, we always say quite tritely that it's the gift that keeps on giving. And listening to your kind of feedback, and it's definitely the case, and it's lasted a lot longer than a typical campaign would. Would this sort of set the tone for future campaigns?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this sort of integrated campaign is as a benchmark for us going forward, and is something that has allowed us to ensure that we've got collateral that we can use for a long period of time, and we're looking to do it again this year. So we've already had businesses and customers ask us about the research, and they're looking for us to come to provide them with that information on an annual basis. So it's a nice series and something that we're going to be hopefully known for as a business moving forward.
I think one of the nice things about the campaign in particular was that it produced some really kind of tangible results. So they're now providing the kind of benchmark of KPIs that we can take on to the next campaign. But we've very much moved away from looking at very kind of broad brand awareness. Whilst that's important, we're actually deciding to track downloads, website traffic, and all those kind of tangible metrics as well. So as I said, we're taking that into future campaigns.
It's been really interesting to hear about both sides of the tale, B2B and B2C. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.